Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am friend Chad Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Sunday. Happy Sunday, June 8th of 2025. Let's say it together. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Well, a few days ago, I brought this video. Actually, it was yesterday. Was the P. Diddy raid done for other reasons? Was the P. Diddy raid done for other reasons? In that, in the comment section, I got a response that really intrigued me, and it made me go back in my thinking to something that I have been saying for a long time, for a very long time. Ever since the Coast to Coast, George Norrie, and guest Steve Quayle. We're talking way back, people. We're talking 35, 40 years ago. I used to listen to shows like that. And the question is, who is amongst us? Who's amongst us? You guys know the Bible story of Adam and Eve, depicted as a snake. Was it not a fallen angel? Are fallen angels real? Do they shapeshift? Do they have skin? Can they turn into animals? Look, can they perform what we would think in our realm miracles? I would say yes. And it's not talked about enough. It might have an eerie feel to some people. They might think you're crazy, but people, I believe we're back in the garden. I believe that there was a portal open in the garden. I believe that's why God sealed off the east of Eden, because it would have gone deeper, so deep that it would have rivaled the dominion that Adam was given. It's deep. So God put swords that moved in opposite directions, and he put cherubims there to guard it. I believe God did that because, again, Adam opened a portal when he sinned. And in that portal, those are some serious demons, people. There's evil on the earth, there's fallen angels, but I believe that there's a ranking. Like we have president, vice president, speaker of the House, Congress, judges. There's a ranking in that dark portal / system in that world. Well, this person, Just Man 4891, mentioned that. Now, again, I was intrigued, but people, I believe we're back in the garden. I believe it was sealed off. Those heavyweight, more notorious demons, if you will. But I believe they have been let out, allegedly by the CERN, that they've been able to go into the host of hell, and they're going for the dark matter. If you do the research on the CERN, you know that they have literally said they're going for the dark matter. What is the dark matter? The dark matter has got to be those demons. And this would explain why we're seeing what we're seeing, because it's the last days. The Bible says in the last days it will wax worse and worse. So let's get into this. I'm going to take you also on an excursion, because I interviewed Elon Musk's nanny back in the day. Yes, Elon Musk. I interviewed his nanny a few years ago. I have some of those videos here on this channel. I also have some on Rumble. And I did a 3 or 4 part series where I interviewed her. She says she was his nanny. She says that Elon took her into portals. She said his eyes turned coal black. She also said that he had figures that he played with, Akhenaten, the sun god Ra. And she's saying that these figures were in boxes, and he played with these, and these figures were from May. May is Elon's mother. It's deep, y'all. So check this out. It was brought to my attention some time ago that many of these top athletes, entertainers, etc., are not who or what we think they are. High-ranking principalities masqueraded in human skin, suits to be worshipped as gods, and live the luxurious lifestyle that only that of a false god wannabe knows how. Now, I'm not going to read the rest, but you can get into it. Well, I can read this. The connection with Donald Trump and many of these rappers is that the principality driving the Donald Trump vessel is one that is of high rank, and the others are its subordinates. So translated, Donald Trump has a spirit that's governing him, and Donald Trump is in skin, and there are people under him, because again, there's that ranking. I have believed that for a long time. The Bible says we don't fight against flesh and blood; we fight against principalities and spirits. Is it possible that in these last days, these spirits have gone into the hierarchy of government, banking, entertainment, you name it? They're living a great life, and they're orchestrating this one world system because Satan said he wanted to be like the Most High. This is deep. Just go to that video, Just Man 4891, and read it. It has been brought to my attention some time ago that many of these top athletes, entertainers, etc., are not who or what we think they are. High-ranking principalities masquerading in human skin suits to be worshipped as gods and live luxurious lifestyle that only that of a false god wannabe knows how. It's deep. Again, check out the video. Go to that part, and it's under the video. Was P. Diddy raid done for other reasons? So yeah. Now, remember when Elon said back in the day when he was at what was that, IT 10 years ago, he said, "You're summoning a demon." Was he trying to tell us something? Listen.
From Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk, it has nothing to do with cars. Instead, Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
He was at MIT. He said with AI, we're summoning the demon.
We are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's a guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
I take it there will be no Hell 9000 going up to Mars.
Hell 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex, and it would put Hell 9000 to shame. Yeah.
How did he know this? Is this just quote unquote genius in our realm, or is it something more? Now check this out. This is a spirit in Las Vegas. You guys probably heard of it. To me, this depicts demons coming in our realm. I'm not going to play the music for copyright, but you can see it. And I'm asking myself, have portals been broken? See that? You broke the glass. Look at it. Slowly breaking the glass. Are they coming out? Is this what God kept us from seeing from the garden, but now in the last days they're out? Are we summoning this thing? Why would they depict this? Do they know something? Are they in human beings? Now let's go here. I visited the Museum of Science and Industry last year, and I did a few videos. I want you to listen to what I had to say in relation to this last year as I was doing some research, okay? Because I was talking about the subject I'm talking about now. Listen. Very deep material. I promise I would try to do a follow-up, and I think I just want to get this out the way and do this thing maybe 2-3 days in a row. I apologize, and again, I'm not. We need this knowledge. People, there's a possibility that we're dealing with serpent children. And all. Did you hear that? I said there's a possibility that we're dealing with serpent children. I did this video 8+ months ago. It's like a refresher course for me because, like I said, I've been researching this stuff for over 40-something years. I would try to do a follow-up, and I think I just want to get this out the way and do this thing maybe 2-3 days in a row. I apologize, and again, I'm not. Need this knowledge, people. There's a possibility that we're dealing with serpent children in all aspects of government, finance, /banking, educational, you name it. I believe we're back in the garden. Now, I'm going to bring you some excerpts at the beginning. You guys know I was at the Field Museum right here in Chicago. And the reason why I'm showing you this clip is because I'm going to show you an interview I did with the lady who was Elon Musk's nanny. She said she was Elon Musk's nanny. Her name is Shalom Girl, okay? Shalom Girl talks about, she says allegedly, but she's just saying that Elon played with Egyptian, they had different features. They had like the head of an animal and the body of a man, okay? You know what those are. And I'm gonna show you this look first from the science of industry, Museum of Science Industry, to show you, I'm asking, were the Egyptians and were other civilizations tinkering with God's creation? Do you understand? I think we're back in that period, okay? And Shalom Girl says that Elon had those type of toys. And she also said that Elon's mother, May, she had those type of toys. And it's deep, y'all. She had them in a box. Egyptians with a combination of beast and human parts, okay? Are we back in the garden? Is this why God has destroyed civilizations back in the day? Is this why God has certain civilizations taken over by other and being conquered to destroy it? Is this why God flooded the earth with Noah? I would argue to say yes. All right, here's a video that I have 3 or 4 videos on there. Elon Musk, former nanny, interview part 1. I think I have all the way to part 3 or 4. But check out this interview. And this is his nanny, his former nanny. That's what she's claiming. And her name is Shalom Girl, just like it sounds, Shalom Girl. She has something on YouTube, her site. I'll put it in the description. Listen.
Etc. To Charlie Manson, to us, not too many of the Christian Manson.
So let me ask you this. So his mother allegedly was the new Charlie Manson. So they came from Africa. And now you just, okay, so you were hooked up with them. Let me ask.
So she's saying that Elon's mother used to be with Charlie Manson, the Charlie Manson, okay? That's what she's saying. She used to spend time with him at his house a lot.
Yeah, I remember in the interview, well, when I did the video 9 months ago, you said that when Elon was a little boy, he would either take you by the hand and he would go into this dark side and go into like a portal.
It happened, yes. I took him, okay. So, the first time May left us alone that I remember, because we had a few encounters where I would play within the house in front of her, and she saw that I was good with kids. I played music, I sang, I danced, I played with kids. I'm very good with children. But the first time she left us alone, he got into her room. Now, I've nannied for a lot of people, a lot of famous.
So Elon got into his mother's room. That's what she's saying.
People, a lot of important people, but one thing I don't do is go into their room. If there's ever anything missing, not want to be accused of taking it. And I've watched houses full of drugs and guns and things, but May, she had ancient artifacts. She had ancient artifacts that were...
Said May had ancient artifacts. That's Elon's mother had ancient artifacts.
like little Stonehenge God figures, Enki, Atum.
Yeah, those Egyptians and whatnot, I remember talking about. Yeah. So did she have the sun red god?
Yeah.
So she had Ra the sun god?
Yes.
Right. Now why do you think she had those?
Well, I think she is one of them.
Oh wow, listen.
You hear her pause when I asked her. She says, I think she is one of them. Isn't that something? That's deep. What a claim that Elon's mother is one of them, an Egyptian god, so to speak.
Those Egyptians and whatnot, I remember talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. So did she have the sun red god?
Yeah.
So she had Ra the sun god?
Yes.
Right. Now why do you think she had those?
Well, I think she is one of them.
Oh wow, that's deep.
I think she's, I mean, I don't know.
So you think she's part human and part from the gods from back in the day?
I think they're fallen angels.
Fallen angels. Fallen angels, okay.
I think they're fallen angels in skin.
Wow. Do you think there's a lot of fallen angels in our generation which are kind of moving the world toward the New World Order at this point?
This is his mother on the cover of Vogue. And me and one of my subscribers, we were working this out, images that are hidden allegedly on the dress. You can see 666 and things like that. Vogue magazine. Isn't that something? This is May. This is Elon's mom. I believe this is Elon's mom. I believe it is. Let me verify. Elon Musk's mother, May, on the cover of Vogue magazine. I could have sworn that was her in red. I might be mistaken, but I could have sworn I did a video on this back in the day. Let's read it together. Let's see. It doesn't say. Cassell. G-I-S. G-I-S-E-L-E. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so it looks like that is her. Cassell, maybe it's not her. Maybe it's not her. So I stand corrected if it's not her. But this is Cassell, Bundchen. Yeah, so that's not Elon's mom. Here's May Musk here. But Cassell has something. I'm trying to figure out why I did that. But anyway, we'll get back to it. So I stand corrected. This is not Elon's mom. However, you do see 666 in there. Okay, so that's not Elon's mom. That's some lady named Cassell. However, this is Elon's mom right here, May Musk. Okay, so let's get back into this thing, the interview. Okay.
Also, you're gonna
That'd be right here.
Yes. And, you know, in my Hebrew Bible, I don't mean to get you off, and I
That's
don't
fine.
have a spread false doctrine, but my Hebrew Bible says that stars are angels.
Okay.
And in Revelation 9, when it says that a star fell to the earth, and it was Apollyon, and he was given the key to the bottomless pit.
Exactly. Now that would make sense, because when you think about the end time, it's like a wrap-up moment. And if you're a strategic general or sergeant or corporal or captain, you want to put people in strategic areas. That would explain all the things that we're going through right now. So I don't consider it far-fetched. But let me ask you this. For Elon to get involved, I'm just speculating here, for him to get involved in the communications aspect, you know, he bought Twitter for $44 million. So it's $44 million, right?
Okay.
Do you think there's a reason why?
His grandfather always paid me in 220s. I don't know what that was, but
Really?
it felt like something now, but we still, a lot of people, when it's 4:44 in the morning, if I wake up or...
Okay, so that's the interview with her. Let me go into this aspect, Film Museum. Check it out. Look at these figures.
Or engravings on it. That, my friend, looks like an owl. Look at that. Or he's got a giant bird. Is that a bird? Wow. Statue of Horus as a falcon. Wow. Black basalt. B-A-S-A-L-T. Roman period. The Romans just as much into those artifacts as the Egyptians were. And this is called, again, the statue of Horus as a falcon. So that gives me an impression that a lot of these gods that they have, they transfigure, right? They transfigure. Interesting. They transform. They transform. A falcon as Horus.
A falcon as Horus back in the day, Egyptian. Do they transfigure into animals? It's deep. Do they run into animals? Do they come in? Do those spirits come into human beings and possess them? Is there a place where they make things? Hint, hint. Humans.
Wow, that's Horus. A falcon is Horus. So a falcon can be considered also from ancient times as Horus as well. That's what they're saying here. This is what they're saying. A falcon is Horus. There we go. There you go. They're consistent with the nose, aren't they? Ring with A-N-T-E-L-O-P. Ring with scratch. I'm not sure who this is. Probably Nefertiti. It's beautiful, isn't it? Here's another one. People look like Michael Jackson, doesn't it? Think about it. I am not joking. It looks like Michael Jackson. And I've seen pharaohs that look like Michael Jackson. I wonder if there's some A-N-D backwards going on. A-N-D backwards is what? You know what it is, right? I wonder if there's some A-N-D going on. And I like
A-N-D backwards. Is that what's going on?
Because that looks just like Michael Jackson. At least with Michael Jackson, it was transformed into that. Maybe he was doing the Pharaoh thing, the Egyptian thing. Yeah. That's
And you know, I think it was the song "Remember the Times." He depicted that, didn't he? Did Michael Jackson not depict this? And he was with the in the movie with Eddie Murphy. I think it was a Coming to America, whatever. And he depicted this Pharaoh thing. Was that coincidence? Remember that? Remember the time? Interesting that Michael Jackson would look like this at the end of his life. He's looking like give me a second, people. Gotta play with the photographs here. Look at that. Look at that. I Googled it, people. When I was at the museum, I Googled it. Look. That still looks like Michael Jackson. Look at that. Makes you wonder what you're looking at, doesn't it? Here we go again. Okay. So yeah, people, watch the video. You'll see it's just like Michael Jackson. Now, what I want to go into is this here. You know, we're talking ancient civilization, but I've been teaching that in the book of Ecclesiastes, things, season, and cycle. They happen again. God has parameters and boundaries on Satan. He's got limitations. He's still a deceiver no matter what age, but he repeats the same thing over and over and over again. I'm going to say it again. Satan is bound by boundaries, limitations. However, he repeats the same thing over and over again. And I do believe God does as well. And if you study history, when it happens again, when it occurs again, you can put it together. As I was reviewing this last night, I'm like, Pearson, is there something there? And I'm going to show you what I mean. Watch this here. I guess that's a coffin. Look at those there. Do you see that? Do you see that? Why is there an animal on a human body? Were they just depicting it as that? Or was that something it was doing? Pause and think. Were they just making up art? With all types of animals attached to the human body? Or was this something they was doing? A and D backwards. Think about what I'm saying to you. A and D backwards. It's fascinating, isn't it? This is why God said, I have no gods before me. Look what's on his head. And you wonder why we see the Baphomet. This is going to be a fascinating video, people. I have a lot for you. Just stay tuned. With the Baphomet all over the internet. Is that what this is about? Look at it. Look at all those different animals attached to it. Is this something they were doing back in the day? What were they doing back in the day? Is this why they were... It says became extinct? Conscious spirit arrives at the chamber of the truth. Is that why they became extinct? Were they toying with God's creation? And I'm not just picking on Egyptians. Others did the same thing. But we have to ask, what are we looking at? What exactly are we looking at? Here it is. Look at that. It's an elephant, a monkey or a human, and then what? A crocodile and a lion? Were they into mythology back in the day? Or were they doing something? Look, it's gotta be asked, people. It's gotta be asked. It's got to be asked. You depict what you are. You depict what you are. And is it back? Are there places on earth? And are they also doing it with people that look like you and I? Now, remember the time?
It's a big system. We haven't.
I'll be done in a minute. I know it's a long video, but I want to get this out. Remember this? Remember the time? Michael Jackson was there. He was singing. Remember the time? He was doing the Pharaoh part. Remember that? There he is there with Eddie Murphy. Remember that? He was doing the Pharaoh thing. Are they trying to tell us something? I want you guys to see something. When Whitney Houston had her funeral, let me show you. You see this here? They had the Egyptian pharaoh outside at Whitney Houston's wake at her funeral. I just want you guys to see it. The video is called Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, the Egyptian Connection. Nobody talked about this but me years ago. They had the pharaohs outside of Whitney Houston's at her funeral. My name is Trent Shapiro. If you like the work, I'll put this stuff in the description. Go to my site. If you can help the site, click on my portrait and then click on more. I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. Sorry it was too long, but you need this knowledge. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal if you can help the channel. God bless you. We'll get back soon. And be careful if you're in those areas where they're having the raids. Be careful. God bless.